I'm going to start with Abbott Elementary is back. Yes. I'm so excited.
You're going to start by going back to school?
What? It's probably the best school experience I've ever had. I don't know.
Jeez.
It's adorable.
You were dyslexic, so.
I mean, that's true. There was a lot of traumatizing school things. Being dyslexic was not fantastic.
And Catholic school, too.
Yeah, it was a double whammy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and the daughter of a teacher by high school, so that's got to be the wrong vibe, right?
I didn't realize we were going to go through my whole memory lane of school trauma.
I mean, both of our parents were private school teachers at different points in their lives.
Yeah. We didn't ever have mom because mom was...
Oh, God, could you imagine?
No.
John, you didn't have her when you went to grade school with the same school.
No. I only went to kindergarten at that school with her, and she was not the kindergarten teacher.
Whoosh. Escape that.
Yeah.
Because she was a tough teacher.
She was a tough teacher. I mean, she, in her own way, is still a tough teacher.
Yes.
Because she's doing that Bible class. Okay, so back to Abbott Elementary. Delightful show. Mm-hmm. It's in its third season. Emmy Award winning. Created by Quinta Brunson, who also stars in it. She is a delight. Love her so much. So happy that this show is being recognized for the great work that it is. It just is so enjoyable. So it came back with a double episode called Career Day, Career Day Part 1 and Career Day 2, I guess, or something like that. And they were so cute. They incorporated a bunch of cameos in there. So, I mean, that was a great way to start off this new season. They did this time jump because of the writer's strike. They were delayed. I don't even know if it was necessary. I don't think people were like wondering how they were going to be like, oh, is this not the beginning of the school year? Or but they acknowledged it in a very cute way because it's a faux documentary, that
kind
style.
Kind of in the style of The Office.
Correct. So they acknowledged it in a way that was very aware of the documentary crew, which was a cute way of doing it. I'm not going to spoil it, but it was a very funny little
So
bit.
This was the first time they did that?
They acknowledge that the documentary crew is there all the time. They never say them by name or show them on camera or anything, but the characters in the show acknowledge that there's this documentary crew there. Mm-hmm. So the way they dealt with the time jump was that the documentary crew was not there for kind of a funny reason. So
I'm assuming it's because they won some awards and they were going on a tour of all the the interviews that they had to do and they couldn't come back.
No, unfortunately, it's not that.
Oh,
it was very cute. So anyway, they're back. And the documentary crew is there for this beginning of Career Day. And they did something that they don't normally do, which is they start at one point and then do not a flashback, but they jump back to like 5 months before. But Quinta Brunson's character starts to work for the district. She gets a fellowship, I think it might be. They brought in some new district people, and I wanted to shout them out. They were so cute. It was 3 young people who are now working for the district, and our main teachers at Abbott Elementary are sort of not excited about district people because they've had bad experiences. They feel unsupported as teachers. Right. That's one of the running themes in the show.
Well, yeah, it's a public school in the middle of a kind of a lower economic neighborhood. And so they're fighting for everything they have. And it shows that the teachers, quite honestly, are supplementing the classroom with their own money. And that's why with the documentary crew, you're like, what's the end goal here? Are we having a GoFundMe? Are we raising money? Like, what is happening here? I mean, so they face challenges for sure.
Yes. So they're skeptical of this new district group that comes in. So our main cast, which is Tyler James Williams, who is fantastic, Janelle James, who has a great arc as the principal who now has a different work ethic, which is kind of funny. Mm-hmm. Lisa Ann Walter, who is amazing, Sheryl Ralph, Chris Perfetti, and William Stanford Davis. That's the core cast that we're all super familiar with. And then this group that comes in from the district, oh my gosh, like each one of them I knew from somewhere else, and I was so excited to see them. So it was Josh Segura, which wasn't he in She-Hulk? I remember you called him out for,
sure.
He was great in that. And then recently I saw him in Big Door Prize, which I talked about on the show. So he's great. And a couple other actors that I recognize one from Atypical, which she's fantastic, and then another one from Never Have I Ever. And they were great. So I'm very excited that it's back, And I think this career day, the funniest element of it is the character who plays the janitor, William Stanford Davis. They give him just like a great story to deal with. So that's very fun. He's got a lot of backstory that they get into. I just am very excited that it's back, and I enjoyed it a lot. It's on ABC, so I typically record it on my DVR, but it's also available on Hulu.
Oh.
And ironically, it's a good thing it's available on Hulu, because the day that it aired, and I recorded it, I went back to watch it, and there was a flood warning. So the whole beginning was like all the audio was wiped out, and it was like that siren, and then like all of the flood information. I was like, the whole first 5 minutes was just like gone. I was like, oh no.
I don't know if there's a better show for that to have happened on. A school show that's having an alarm go off that you can't stop for like the first 5 minutes of class. Like, well, did you learn anything, everyone? No? Great. Let's do it over.
You're like, I don't care, Mother Nature. Where's my show?
I know. It was kind of funny because it was also like it was over at that point. It was like the next day. So I didn't need this flood information.
I mean, in LA, we quite often have what is a high-speed chase happening and breaking news. And I mean, I just recently had a friend do an interview during a show, which was very exciting for him. And in the middle of it, they broke out to a high-speed chase.
No.
And they cut back, and that was good material and a good laugh. But I mean, those in LA, because we have a lot of freeways, can last a really long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, flood warnings, breaking news, high-speed chases, it happens.
Yeah. The flood warning was not as typical for Los Angeles, but we did have some torrential rain. So
you were able to catch it then on Hulu?
yes. So thank goodness you have that option, because in this case, I needed it. So, all right. So that's it on Abbott Elementary. Everybody watch it. Season 3. Love it, love it, love it. What, John?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You got to stay on mic.
Uh-oh, I'm getting in trouble. Okay. Am I all right? Is that better, John?
Your grade on staying on the mic is a C.
A C or a D or an
No,
F?
no, you need to see the mic to be on. Oh, I can't see it. I'm not on the mic.
It was easier when we wore headphones because we could definitely tell if we were not
I
on mic.
miss the headphones.
I kind of do too.
Also, I didn't feel like I had to do my hair so much.
I'm
It was
just
like it was a headband. It was kind of like, ooh, okay,
Yeah, don't worry about it. I got my headphones on. I know. Now I'm just like curly hair crazy, and I can't hear that I'm.
Yeah, why don't
rotating
we don't
around
wear
the
them,
mic.
but you guys do?
Because we're doing quality control, whereas you guys are talking to each other a lot.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Bring them back.
We could bring them back.
You want to wear a headset? Go for it. You and
What?
The only one
Just
not
you.
wearing it is Catherine.
And I'm the one messing it up too. So okay.
The only one not wearing it is Catherine.
Man, did we record this in 3D stereo sound?
That's
for
pretty
everyone?
amazing.
Spatial audio.
Oh my
Sick.
goodness.
Stay on the mic.
I do wonder with Abbott Elementary if they're going to have sort of a wrap-up interesting element like they did in The Office. At a certain point, you're like, where's this documentary going to go on The Office? And the last 1 or 2 episodes, there was a blurring of the lines where you saw some of the documentary, filmmakers, and it was going to be like on a PBS type of show, like An American Life, or, what the working world looks like.
I still feel like that is something that they need to explore. A full 2-hour documentary, quote unquote, special from all of the seasons of The Office. Give me that. You promised me that you were making it. You made 10 seasons of the stupid show, and then I
Yeah.
never got the actual fake documentary about the stupid paper company. Give it to me.
That'd be amazing. A 2-hour movie that is the documentary of The Office.
I would love that.
What, John? You disagree?
No, I just, how would the story be different? I don't know.
Very different.
Obviously, you would tell the story of the paper company and its falling down and the whatever's happening with it now with the context of 10 years worth of interviews. It's never going to be the personal relationships or the stories or the love relationship. Think about any documentary of a company you've seen. The owner of the company is a jerk. But yeah, he has a personal life. We don't follow that story. So I would be interested to see what they would do with it.
Yeah, I do like when they film a documentary crew filming, which they just did in this week's episode of The Feud, which is the Capote versus the Swans. And it's the famous brothers that had done the Grey Gardens documentary.
Oh,
so
wow.
The Malays brothers, I think how you pronounce it. But they were a team of brothers who did one of the most recognized documentaries of all time, which is Grey Gardens. It's been spoofed. It's been everything. And it is funny to watch Truman Capote trying to manipulate these documentary filmmakers into filming certain things. I mean, it's just, and I'm like, yeah, where was that documentary? Because Truman Capote, once again, is a total jerk in it. Like, you're showing things and saying things you should not be saying. Like, what are you doing?
Oh my gosh, I wonder if it is somewhere.
I did not do the immediate, when you're watching something, you're like, what are they talking about? Google, Wikipedia. I did not do that because I was mesmerized. But you're right. I wonder if it does exist because, like I said, they are very well-known documentary filmmakers.
Yeah,
So-
I can't imagine that they made it and it didn't. I know. You want to look it up right now, even though that's not what we're talking about. But
I need to know.
All right, well, I have one pitch for Abbott Elementary. It's not going to be the right answer because it's a story about more the teachers than it is the kids, but a graduation.
Not like 90210. Beverly Hills 90210. When those kids graduated, it was like now we're following some off to university, some to junior college, some that didn't go away at all. Wah, wah. It was based around the kids. The teachers don't leave.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, Ed.
yeah, it's definitely
But-
much more teacher focused. It's almost never a student story that we're following in Abbott Elementary. So timeline wise, it's open forever.
Well, yeah.
Interesting.
It might be our prediction, mark it now. Maybe the main character, she moves on.
That's often the way you wrap up a show.
Yeah.
Whoever the main character is moves on in some fashion. All right, so Abbott Elementary, we're done with that. Okay, wow.